everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jacqueline. I make new videos every week, a whole variety of things, lifestyle, beauty, adventure, all sorts of fun stuff, and I upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. And today is another 30-day skincare test. I have the Paula's Choice Clear Anti-Redness Exfoliating Solution Extra Strength. So before I get into all the details and what I found from it, I do want to say a couple things before that. So first of all, like I say, before all my 30-day skincare tests and all my skincare and all that stuff, is that I am not a dermatologist. I'm not an esthetician. I'm just somebody who loves skincare. So everything that I talk about is just based on my own research and what I found and what works for me. So, make sure you do your own research, talk to a dermatologist, an esthetician, whatever you need to do. I just always like to remind you guys before I start a 30-day skincare test that I am none of those things. So that's number one. And number two, I always like to remind you of my skincare, my skin type. I have very dry, sensitive skin. I'm acne prone. So that's where my skin is. I also live in Georgia currently, and we have air conditioning. It's very humid and hot. So it's another thing to take in account when I'm talking about this stuff. So just keep that in mind. If you have oily skin, this might not be the review for you. I definitely have very dry, sensitive, acne prone skin. So those are the two things I wanted to say first before we dive in. So let's just hop right in. So like I said, this is the Paula's Choice. It's their clear line. And this is the Anti-Redness Exfoliating Solution, 2% Salicylic Acid. And this is the extra strength one. So I got this off Amazon, and I'm pretty sure it was $29.50. I'll have to double check, and I'll definitely leave it linked down below in case you're curious. I'll link the Paula's Choice and the Amazon link. The Amazon link, it is sold through Paula's Choice and shipped by Amazon, so you don't have to worry about it being like a ripoff or, like a fake product or anything like that. But so this is a 2% salicylic acid toner. The salicylic acid is BAH. My understanding of it is that salicylic acid and BAH are oil soluble. So basically they're a deeper exfoliator than an AHA would be. AHAs are water soluble, so they don't go as deep into the skin to exfoliate. So salicylic acid tends to be a great exfoliator if you have acne. I actually used to use, they used to make, I think they still make it, their Resist line, they make a salicylic acid lotion, and it's 2%, and I used to use that all the time, like on a daily basis, and I really enjoyed that. I couldn't find that as easily on Amazon. I think I saw it on their website. That is something to consider with Paula's Choice, is that it's harder to find their products. They aren't sold in like an Ulta or Sephora. You do have to go like on their website. They do have a subscription service on their website though, so if you love their line and you're going to go through it every couple of months, you can save a little bit of money by doing their subscription from there. But that's definitely something to keep in mind. They're just a little bit harder to find. But as for this product, this is, like I said, 2% salicylic acid solution. It's a toner. They call it a leave-on gentle exfoliator. On the bottle it even says clear stubborn breakouts, unclogs pores, and visibly reduces redness. It said that it calms redness and has light hydration. It does that with a green tea extract. Definitely for acne and pore clearing. It does have the pH on there. I still don't know a ton about pH and what that all does for your skin, but it has a pH between 3.2 and 3.8. If you know what that means, great. And this claims that it can be used daily. I'll definitely get into that. But what this basically says on the back is that after you cleanse your skin, you can cover the affected area with a thin layer 1 to 3 times a day. It says because excessive dryness of the skin may occur, start with 1 application daily and gradually increase to 2 or 3 times daily if needed or as directed by a doctor. But it also says if bothersome dryness or peeling occurs, reduce application to once a day or every other day. So that's basically the, basics of this product. And it does differ from the Resist one that everyone loves because it has that green tea in it. The ingredient list on this is super, super small. Definitely one of the perks of Paula's Choice. They're kind of very straightforward products, and you are getting what you get. They're not like adding a whole bunch of things that you don't really need. They're very straightforward and kind of do what they say they're supposed to do. So this does have, like I said, green tea leaf extract. It has some sodium hyaluronic hydronex, which I believe is a hyaluronic acid sort of thing. So that's definitely a perk. It has a small ingredients list. So if that's something, you know, you have sensitive skin and you're looking for your products not to have certain things in them, that's definitely Paula's Choice. As for the claim that this can be used 1 to 3 times daily, I don't know if that's true, especially for sensitive skin. I definitely found that that was way too much for my skin. I wasn't even using it once a day. I was using it once every other day, and it wasn't working for me. So basically how I was using this is I was using this at night. I would cleanse my skin like it directed, and then I would just put a little bit on my hand and kind of spread it on my hand and then pat it onto my skin. And I was doing that every other night. So I'd use this and then my retinol, then this and my retinol. And I've been using my retinol, which I use Differin, for a very long time, and that hasn't caused any dryness in my skin or anything. And I was kind of going that way with my other exfoliators anyway. And I just found that this was so drying. I was getting really itchy and dry down here, and almost like I was damaging my skin barrier, which if you saw my skincare chat, I will leave that up in the corner down below, kind of talk about my skin barrier in that video. But it was just leaving it a little bit too dry and itchy for my liking. So I reduced it even further. I only did it every like 3rd day. So I do 2 days off and 1 day on. And that seemed to be working okay. I definitely didn't notice a big difference in like my breakouts or anything. I'm gonna put up some before and after pictures now. It definitely reduced my redness in the moment. Like when I put it on my skin, I definitely felt like my redness went down immediately after putting this on, but I didn't notice a long-term reduction of my redness. Like I didn't notice when I woke up my redness was still lessened, if that makes sense. So I think the green tea is more just like soothing immediately than it is like a long-term sort of benefit. At least for me it was. It definitely smoothed out a little bit. Like I definitely had more bumps underneath my jawline before I started this than I do now. So it definitely helped in that aspect. But I also noticed that like the next day I would have more bumps, and it would take like another day before they went away, if that makes sense. So almost like this would bring the breakouts and the bumps up to the surface, and then it would take a day for them to go away. So it's definitely not something like if I had a big event the next day, I don't think I'd put this on the night before, just because I know I'd have a few bumps from this the next day. So it'd probably be like a day or two before a big event I would use this. But I don't know, I'm a little conflicted with this because obviously I'm going through a few things with my skin and my skin barrier. And I definitely don't think this helped that at all. If anything, it probably contributed to the damage of my skin barrier. But I do want to keep this and use it more as like a once a week thing or something. I think maybe if you had oily skin or not quite as sensitive skin, this might be something you could use on a more regular basis, like they say. I think if you're dealing with like a lot of acne and maybe really oily skin and that's what's causing your acne, this might be a little bit better for you. I just don't think this delivery system is the right way for my skin to get it, just because like I said, I do have dry skin, and I think the salicylic acid lotion version probably would have been better for me. but everyone talks about, especially the Resist one, but I want to try the clear one because of the anti-redness claim, and otherwise they're very similar products. They have very similar ingredient lists, so I figured it wouldn't be that big of a difference. And I tried the Resist before and it was pretty good. I liked the Resist too, but it was kind of the same in terms of like what it did for my skin. So yeah, I'm conflicted with this product. I want to like it a lot and I want to use it, but I can't use it as much as I want to be able to see the results I want, if that makes sense. Like, I think if you could tolerate this and use it on a more regular basis, like every day, every other day, I think you probably see more results from it. Because I have such sensitive skin, this just did not work for my skin type the way I was using it, I think. So you can see, I don't know if you can see on camera, but I barely used any of it. It's like right there. And it's been 30 days. So this would definitely last you a while if you were kind of using it the way I was using it. I think if you're using it every day, it would still last you a good amount of time, maybe a couple months. Because you don't need a lot. You can use a cotton pad if you want. You'll probably use up a little bit more product that way. But yeah, I just think this was too much for my dry sensitive skin, and I would definitely not recommend it if you have dry sensitive skin. I would definitely try a different one, maybe a lotion version, maybe the Resist one, and definitely go slow and build it up. This just did not work for me the way I was expecting it to, and it might have been my fault, honestly, for going too fast with it, but it does claim that you can use it up to 3 times a day. So I think that's a little far-fetched. I think that claim probably isn't super accurate. And like, unless you have like super oily skin and like the second you wash your face, you're oily again, maybe then you could use it 3 times a day. But that also means that you would be washing your face 3 times a day, and that's super stripping and super harsh. Be using more products. You have to put on the rest of your skincare with it too. That just seems like a lot to do 3 times a day. But maybe you can use it twice a day. Maybe it would work better for somebody with that kind of, you know, skin type. But honestly, it's just not, this is not going to be in my normal, regular skincare routine. Like I said, I'll probably keep it on hand and maybe use it like once a week or something and just kind of see, you know, switch it in between my AHAs and this, kind of go on and off between the two. But in general, I don't think this is going to be a part of my normal routine, unfortunately. Yeah, I know the Resist one is like a cult favorite and people love the Resist one. And I thought the Resist one was pretty good too. But neither one were like holy grails for me like everyone else's are. I just don't have the skin type for it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So like I said, hopefully, you know, this helps you decide if you want to try it out or not. Skincare is so personal though that you know, maybe it works for you. And if it does, please let me know. Leave me a comment. Tell me what kind of skin type you have, and if you love this, I would love to know how you use it, what kind of skin type you have, and all that stuff. Just super curious. Unfortunately, it didn't work for me, and that's kind of that. But yeah, leave me a comment if it works for you. I'm very curious. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, if you got some information from it, whatever you got from it, please give it a thumbs up, and subscribe if you want to join our little adventure family here. And yeah, I think that's it for this video. So I'll see you in my next adventure. Bye.